Imagine a world teeming with life in its smallest forms. Tiny creatures buzzing, crawling, fluttering, scurrying, each with a role to play in the delicate balance of nature. From the humble earthworm aerating the soil to the busy bees pollinating our crops, these miniature marvels are the unsung heroes of our planet. Their world, though often unseen, is a symphony of activity, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life itself. I've had the privilege of witnessing this hidden world firsthand, spending countless hours observing, documenting, and marveling at the wonders of the natural world. Each encounter, whether with a curious squirrel or a colony of ants, has been a humbling reminder of the interconnectedness of all living things. It's this interconnectedness that makes our role in protecting these creatures so vital. There's an undeniable charm to small creatures. Their miniature size, their often comical antics, and their vulnerability evoke a natural instinct to protect. Who can resist the sight of a fluffy kitten playfully batting at a ball of yarn, or the industriousness of a colony of ants working tirelessly to build their home? These creatures, though small in stature, have a way of capturing our hearts and reminding us of the simple joys in life. But our fascination with them goes beyond their aesthetic appeal. There's a growing body of scientific evidence suggesting that interacting with animals, even small ones, can have tangible benefits for our well-being. Studies have shown that spending time with animals can lower blood pressure, reduce stress hormones, and even improve social skills. In a world increasingly dominated by technology and virtual interactions, these small creatures offer a much-needed connection to the natural world, reminding us of our place within it. Small animals often serve as a reminder of innocence, purity, and the unadulterated beauty of the natural world. Their lives, though often short and fraught with danger, are lived with an intensity and a zest that's both inspiring and humbling. They don't bear grudges, they don't engage in deceit, and they don't wage war. Their existence is a testament to the power of simplicity, a stark contrast to the complexities and often destructive tendencies of humankind. Perhaps it's this stark contrast that draws us to them, that awakens within us a longing for a simpler, more harmonious way of life. In their presence, we're reminded of the things that truly matter: connection, compassion, and the preservation of the delicate web of life that sustains us all. They teach us patience, observation, and the art of appreciating the small wonders that often go unnoticed in our busy lives. The way we treat these creatures, therefore, speaks volumes about our own values and our capacity for compassion. The fate of these small creatures is inextricably linked to our own. As stewards of this planet, we have a moral obligation to ensure their survival, not just for their sake, but for the well-being of future generations. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, all depend on the health and balance of our ecosystems, in which these small creatures play a vital role. Their decline is a warning sign, a clear indication that we're pushing our planet to its limits. Climate change, habitat destruction, pollution, these threats are not just abstract concepts discussed in scientific journals. They're realities impacting the lives of countless species every single day. The time for complacency is long gone. We must act now with urgency and determination to mitigate these threats and create a world where both humans and animals can thrive. The bond between humans and animals transcends spoken language. It's a connection forged through shared moments, mutual understanding, and a deep-seated appreciation for the beauty of life in all its forms. Animals, in their own way, communicate their needs, their emotions, and their trust. A dog greeting its owner with a wagging tail, a cat rubbing against your leg in a gesture of affection, a bird singing its heart out in the early morning hours. These are all forms of communication, expressions of a language that speaks to the very core of our being. Learning to interpret these subtle cues is key to building a meaningful relationship with any animal. It requires patience, observation, and a willingness to step outside our human-centric worldview. We must learn to listen with our hearts, to see with our souls, and to understand that true communication goes beyond words. Sharing our lives with animals enriches our own existence in countless ways. They teach us about loyalty, unconditional love, and the importance of living in the present moment. A dog doesn't care about your job title, your bank balance, or your social media following. It loves you for who you are, flaws and all. A cat, with its independent spirit and air of nonchalance, reminds us that it's okay to relax, to indulge in a little self-care, and to simply enjoy the simple pleasures of life. These creatures, in their own unique ways, challenge us to be better versions of ourselves. They teach us patience, responsibility, and the importance of putting the needs of others before our own. As humans, we have a moral obligation to protect the well-being of animals, particularly those whose lives are intertwined with our own. Whether it's the pets we welcome into our homes, or the wildlife we encounter in our backyards and beyond, we must treat all creatures with respect, kindness, and a deep understanding of their needs. This means providing for their basic needs, such as food, water, and shelter, but also ensuring their safety and protecting them from harm. It also means being mindful of our impact on their habitats. As we continue to expand our footprint on this planet, we must do so responsibly, minimizing our impact on the natural world and taking steps to mitigate any harm we may cause. This includes reducing our reliance on pesticides and herbicides, which can have devastating effects on insect populations, and being mindful of our waste, ensuring that we're not polluting the air, water, and soil that all creatures, including ourselves, depend on for survival. We must also be vigilant in our efforts to combat climate change, which poses a significant threat to animal populations worldwide. Rising temperatures, changing weather patterns, and more frequent extreme weather events are already having a devastating impact on ecosystems around the globe, forcing many species to adapt or face extinction. By reducing our carbon footprint, supporting sustainable practices, and advocating for policies that protect our planet, we can help create a future where both humans and animals can thrive. Each species has its own unique set of needs that must be met in order for it to survive and thrive. Understanding these needs is essential to providing proper care for animals, whether they're our pets or wildlife we encounter in our daily lives. For pets, this means providing a balanced diet, regular veterinary care, and a stimulating environment that allows them to express their natural behaviors. For wildlife, it means respecting their space, avoiding any actions that could disrupt their natural routines, and supporting conservation efforts that protect their habitats. One of the most important things we can do to help animals is to educate ourselves about the specific needs of the species we share our world with. This includes learning about their natural history, their behaviors, and the threats they face in the wild. The more we understand about animals, the better equipped we'll be to make informed decisions that benefit both them and the planet as a whole. In an increasingly urbanized world, it's easy to feel disconnected from nature and the creatures that inhabit it. However, it's more important than ever to find ways to build bridges between our human world and the natural world, fostering a sense of connection and understanding rather than separation and indifference. This can involve creating wildlife-friendly gardens in our backyards, supporting local parks and nature preserves, or simply taking the time to appreciate the small wonders of nature that exist even in the most urban of environments. We can also support organizations and initiatives that are working to protect animals and their habitats. This could involve donating to conservation groups, volunteering our time at animal shelters, or simply spreading awareness about the importance of animal welfare and environmental protection. Every little bit helps, and by working together, we can make a real difference in the lives of animals both big and small. It's important to remember that even small actions can have a ripple effect. By making conscious choices in our daily lives, choosing sustainable products, reducing our consumption, and advocating for policies that protect our environment, we can contribute to a healthier planet for all creatures, including ourselves. Our role as stewards of this planet comes with great responsibility. We have the power to protect or destroy, to nurture or neglect. The choices we make today will determine the fate of countless species, including our own. It's time to move beyond the mindset of human dominance over nature and embrace a more holistic view, one that recognizes the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of preserving biodiversity for generations to come. This means rethinking our relationship with the natural world, moving away from a model of exploitation and towards one of sustainable coexistence. It means consuming less, wasting less, and making more conscious choices about the products we buy and the companies we support. It means advocating for policies that protect our environment, hold polluters accountable, and promote renewable energy. The natural world is a complex and interconnected tapestry, with each thread, no matter how small, playing a vital role in the overall design. Small animals, often overlooked in the grand scheme of things, are essential to the health, balance, and resilience of our ecosystems. They are the pollinators, the decomposers, the prey, and the predators, each contributing to the intricate web of life that sustains us all. Their presence enriches our lives in countless ways, from the sheer joy of observing their beauty and behavior to the essential services they provide, often without our even realizing it. As we continue to learn more about the natural world, we are constantly amazed by the complexity, ingenuity, and resilience of even the smallest creatures. Their survival, however, is increasingly threatened by human activities. Habitat loss, climate change, pollution, and the introduction of invasive species are pushing many species to the brink of extinction. The time for complacency is long gone. We must act now, with urgency and determination, to protect these vulnerable creatures and the habitats they depend on. In the shadow of towering cities and sprawling suburbs, a silent crisis unfolds. Small animals, the unsung heroes of our ecosystems, face an unprecedented threat from the relentless march of human progress. Their habitats shrink, their food sources dwindle, and their very survival hangs in the balance. Unlike the roar of a lion or the trumpeting of an elephant, their cries for help are often lost in the cacophony of our human world. We may not witness their struggles firsthand, but the consequences of their decline are already being felt across the globe. Pollination rates plummet, impacting food security. Pest control becomes more challenging, leading to increased pesticide use and further environmental damage. The delicate balance of nature, finely tuned over millennia, is disrupted with unforeseen consequences for all species, including our own. The tragedy is that much of this destruction is preventable. With greater awareness, empathy, and action, we can create a world where both humans and small animals can thrive. The expansion of urban areas poses a significant threat to small animals. As cities sprawl outwards, natural habitats are fragmented, degraded, or destroyed altogether. Forests make way for concrete jungles, meadows are replaced with manicured lawns, and wetlands are drained for development. The creatures that once thrived in these environments are forced to adapt, relocate, or face the consequences. Those that can't adapt often perish. Roads become death traps, buildings present insurmountable barriers, and the constant noise and light pollution disrupts their natural rhythms. The lucky few that manage to survive in these altered landscapes often face a scarcity of food and shelter, competition from invasive species, and increased exposure to predators and diseases. Even our well-intentioned efforts to create green spaces within cities can sometimes fall short. Manicured parks, while aesthetically pleasing, often lack the biodiversity and natural features that small animals need to thrive. Pesticides and herbicides, used to maintain that picture-perfect lawn, poison insects and other invertebrates that form the base of the food chain. The challenge lies in creating urban environments that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also ecologically sound, providing habitat, food sources, and safe passage for wildlife. One of the most insidious threats to small animals is often invisible to the human eye: noise pollution. The constant hum of traffic, the roar of airplanes overhead, the clatter of construction. These sounds, so commonplace in our modern world, create an acoustic smog that disrupts the delicate communication networks of many creatures. Birds struggle to hear each other's songs, frogs can't locate mates, and bats are unable to echolocate insects, impacting their ability to forage for food. For animals that rely on sound for navigation, communication, and predator avoidance, noise pollution is more than just an annoyance. It's a matter of life and death. Studies have shown that chronic noise exposure can lead to stress, disorientation, reduced reproductive success, and even hearing loss in some species. The symphony of nature, once a vibrant chorus of chirps, croaks, and buzzes, is slowly being silenced, replaced by the relentless drone of human activity. Creating quieter environments, particularly in areas where sensitive species reside, is crucial to their survival. This could involve implementing noise mitigation measures near highways and construction sites, promoting quieter modes of transportation, and simply being mindful of our own noise levels when we're out in nature. The interconnectedness of nature means that the decline of one species can have ripple effects throughout the entire ecosystem. Small animals, often at the bottom of the food chain, play a crucial role in supporting a wide range of predators, from birds of prey to mammals like foxes and weasels. As their populations decline, so too do the populations of the animals that depend on them for food. But the impacts go far beyond predator-prey relationships. Small animals are also essential for seed dispersal, nutrient cycling, and soil aeration. They pollinate plants, control pests, and decompose organic matter, playing a vital role in maintaining the health and balance of our ecosystems. Their decline can lead to a cascade of negative consequences, disrupting ecological processes and undermining the very foundations of life on Earth. Among the most threatened and economically important groups of small animals are the pollinators. Bees, butterflies, moths, bats, and even some birds play a crucial role in fertilizing plants, enabling them to produce fruits, vegetables, and seeds. In fact, pollinators are responsible for 1 out of every 3 bites of food we eat. Yet their populations are plummeting worldwide, victims of habitat loss, pesticide use, disease, and climate change. The decline of pollinators poses a serious threat to global food security. Without them, our agricultural systems would be in jeopardy, leading to food shortages, price hikes, and economic instability. Beyond agriculture, pollinators are essential for the survival of countless wild plant species, many of which provide food and habitat for other animals. Their decline could trigger a domino effect, leading to a loss of biodiversity and ecosystem collapse. Protecting pollinators requires a multifaceted approach. We need to reduce our reliance on pesticides, preserve and restore pollinator habitats, plant pollinator-friendly gardens, and support research into pollinator health and conservation. Climate change is exacerbating the threats already faced by small animals. Rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, and more frequent extreme weather events disrupt delicate ecological balances, forcing species to adapt or face the consequences. Some animals are shifting their ranges to find suitable climates, while others are experiencing changes in their breeding cycles, affecting their ability to reproduce successfully. For many small animals, particularly those with limited mobility or specialized habitat requirements, adapting to these rapid changes is proving difficult, if not impossible. Their populations are declining, and some species are facing extinction. The loss of these creatures has far-reaching consequences, disrupting food webs, altering ecosystem processes, and diminishing the resilience of natural systems to further change. Addressing climate change is not just about reducing greenhouse gas emissions. It's also about protecting and restoring natural ecosystems that can help mitigate the impacts of a changing climate. The fate of small animals rests in our hands. As stewards of this planet, we have a moral obligation to protect these creatures and the habitats they depend on. Their decline is a stark reminder of our interconnectedness with nature and the urgent need for a more compassionate and sustainable approach to our relationship with the natural world. The choices we make today will determine the fate of countless species and the health of our planet for generations to come. Our own backyards can become havens for small animals, offering refuge from the challenges they face in an increasingly urbanized world. With a little thought and effort, we can transform even the smallest of spaces into thriving ecosystems, teeming with life and buzzing with activity. Imagine a hummingbird sipping nectar from a vibrant flower, a butterfly fluttering amongst native plants, or a family of hedgehogs foraging for insects under the cover of dusk. Creating a wildlife-friendly garden is easier than you might think. Start by reducing or eliminating the use of pesticides and herbicides, opting instead for natural pest control methods. Choose a variety of native plants that provide food and shelter for local wildlife, from nectar-rich flowers for pollinators to berry-producing shrubs for birds. Add a water source, such as a bird bath or a small pond, to attract thirsty creatures. Insects, often dismissed as pests, are in fact the unsung heroes of our planet. They pollinate our crops, decompose organic matter, control pest populations, and provide food for a vast array of other animals. Their decline is a cause for serious concern, but there are simple steps we can take to help reverse this trend and nurture these vital creatures. One of the most impactful things we can do is to reduce our reliance on pesticides. These chemicals, while effective at killing unwanted insects, also harm beneficial ones, disrupting the delicate balance of ecosystems. Explore natural pest control methods, such as companion planting, introducing beneficial insects like ladybugs and praying mantises, and using organic fertilizers and soil amendments. Water is essential for all life, and small animals are particularly vulnerable to its scarcity. As temperatures rise and rainfall patterns become more erratic, access to clean water sources becomes increasingly challenging for many creatures. Birds pant in the heat, squirrels search desperately for puddles, and insects succumb to dehydration. We can all play a part in ensuring that small animals have access to the water they need to survive. Bird baths, shallow dishes filled with water, and even upturned garbage can lids can provide a lifeline for thirsty creatures, especially during the hot summer months. Keep these water sources clean and refill them regularly to prevent the spread of disease. As darkness falls, a hidden world comes alive. Bats, with their silent wings and uncanny ability to navigate by echolocation, emerge from their roosts to hunt insects, pollinate plants, and disperse seeds. These nocturnal creatures play a vital role in maintaining the health and balance of our ecosystems, yet they are often misunderstood and feared. Light pollution, the excessive or inappropriate use of artificial light, poses a significant threat to bats and other nocturnal animals. Bright lights can disorient bats, interfering with their ability to navigate, forage for food, and find mates. It can also disrupt their natural sleep-wake cycles, leading to stress, reduced foraging efficiency, and even death. We can help reduce light pollution and protect bats by using outdoor lighting only when and where it's needed. Protecting small animals and their habitats requires a collective effort. Individuals, communities, and governments must work together to address the threats these creatures face and create a world where both humans and wildlife can thrive. We can all play a part in this movement, no matter how small our actions may seem. Support organizations and initiatives that are working to protect animals and their habitats. Donate to conservation groups, volunteer at animal shelters, or participate in citizen science projects that monitor wildlife populations and track the health of ecosystems. Spread awareness about the importance of animal welfare and environmental protection by talking to friends and family, sharing information on social media, and contacting elected officials to advocate for policies that protect our planet. Education is a powerful tool for conservation. The more we learn about the natural world, the more we appreciate its complexity, beauty, and importance. We become more aware of the threats it faces and more motivated to take action to protect it. Seek out opportunities to expand your knowledge of small animals and the ecosystems they inhabit. Visit local nature centers, zoos, and aquariums where you can observe animals up close, learn about their behaviors and adaptations, and discover the challenges they face in the wild. Read books, watch documentaries, and listen to podcasts that explore the wonders of the natural world and the importance of conservation efforts. The choices we make today will determine the kind of world we leave behind for future generations. Will it be a world where the symphony of nature is silenced, where concrete jungles replace vibrant ecosystems, and where the delicate balance of life is irrevocably disrupted? Or will it be a world where humans and animals coexist in harmony, where the air is clean, the water is pure, and the diversity of life is celebrated? The path forward is clear. We must embrace our role as stewards of this planet, recognizing that we are not separate from nature, but a part of it. We must act with compassion, understanding, and a deep respect for all living things, from the smallest of insects to the largest of mammals. Our interactions with small animals, those often overlooked creatures that share our planet, reveal a great deal about our ethical compass. Do we view them as mere commodities, existing solely for our benefit, or do we recognize their intrinsic right to exist, to thrive, and to play their part in the intricate tapestry of life? This fundamental question lies at the heart of our responsibility towards the natural world. For too long, humans have operated under the assumption of dominion over nature, exploiting its resources with little regard for the consequences. This anthropocentric view has led to widespread habitat destruction, species extinction, and a disconnect from the natural rhythms that sustain us. It's time to shift our perspective, to recognize that our fate is inextricably linked to the fate of all living things, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. It's easy to appreciate the importance of animals that provide us with tangible benefits. The bees that pollinate our crops, the earthworms that enrich our soil, the birds that control insect populations. But what about the creatures whose contributions are less obvious, whose ecological roles may not directly impact our daily lives? Do they deserve our protection simply because they exist, because they add to the richness and diversity of our planet? A truly ethical approach to conservation goes beyond a purely utilitarian view. It recognizes the inherent worth of all living things, regardless of their perceived usefulness to humans. It values biodiversity for its own sake, understanding that a healthy ecosystem depends on the intricate interplay of countless species, each playing a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of nature. The natural world, with its endless wonders and intricate relationships, offers a wealth of knowledge and inspiration. Small animals in particular can be our teachers if we're willing to observe, listen, and learn from their example. They demonstrate the power of adaptation, the importance of community, and the beauty of a life lived in harmony with nature's rhythms. Watching a colony of ants work together to build their nest, observing a spider spin its intricate web, or witnessing a caterpillar transform into a butterfly. These experiences can spark a sense of wonder and curiosity in people of all ages. They remind us that there's much we can learn from the natural world if we open our minds and hearts to its wisdom. Changing long-held attitudes and behaviors towards the natural world can seem like a daunting task. However, history is filled with examples of individuals who, through their passion, dedication, and unwavering belief in a better future, have sparked movements that have transformed societies. The fight to protect small animals and their habitats is no different. It starts with small actions, with individuals making conscious choices in their daily lives. Planting a pollinator-friendly garden, reducing pesticide use, supporting sustainable businesses, educating others about the importance of conservation. These seemingly small acts, when multiplied by millions, have the power to create a ripple effect, shifting societal norms and influencing policy decisions. Throughout history, different cultures have developed unique relationships with the natural world, often viewing small animals through the lens of mythology, folklore, and spiritual beliefs. These diverse perspectives offer valuable insights into our interconnectedness with nature and can inspire us to find common ground in our efforts to protect our planet. Indigenous cultures, in particular, have long understood the importance of living in balance with nature, recognizing that the well-being of humans is inextricably linked to the well-being of all living things. Their traditional knowledge systems, passed down through generations, offer valuable insights into sustainable practices, conservation methods, and the interconnectedness of all life. By respecting and learning from these diverse cultural perspectives, we can develop a more holistic and inclusive approach to conservation, one that recognizes the interconnectedness of all cultures and the importance of working together to protect our shared planet. Raising awareness about the plight of small animals and the threats they face is an important step towards inspiring action. Documentaries, books, articles, and social media campaigns can educate the public about the importance of conservation, the interconnectedness of ecosystems, and the simple steps individuals can take to make a difference. However, awareness alone is not enough. We must translate knowledge into action, transforming concern into concrete steps that protect small animals and their habitats. This requires a multifaceted approach involving individuals, communities, and governments working together to address the root causes of environmental degradation. The future of small animals, like the future of all life on Earth, hangs in the balance. The choices we make today will determine whether these creatures continue to grace our planet with their beauty, diversity, and ecological importance, or whether their songs are silenced forever. It's a future we hold in our hands, a future where the fate of humanity and the natural world are inextricably intertwined. We can choose a path of apathy and inaction, continuing down a road of environmental degradation and ecological collapse. Or we can choose a different path, a path of hope, where we recognize our interconnectedness with nature, our responsibility to protect it, and our power to create a better future for all. As we stand at the crossroads of our relationship with the natural world, we must ask ourselves what legacy we will leave behind for future generations. Will it be one of ravaged landscapes, silenced forests, and empty skies? Or will it be a legacy of respect, responsibility, and renewal, where the delicate symphony of life continues to play on, enriching the lives of generations to come? The answer lies in the choices we make today. Each decision we make, no matter how small it may seem, has the power to shape the future. The food we eat, the products we buy, the way we travel, the energy we consume, all of these actions have consequences, not just for ourselves, but for the countless species with whom we share this planet, including the smallest and often overlooked creatures. The horizon of our future stretches before us, full of both promise and peril. The challenges we face, climate change, habitat loss, pollution, are complex and daunting, but we must not allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by the enormity of the task before us. Hope lies in action, in the collective will of humanity to chart a different course, to create a future where both people and nature can thrive. We must remember that we are not separate from nature, but a part of it. The natural world, with its intricate web of life, reminds us that we are all interconnected. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, all connect us to the natural world and to each other. We are not separate entities, but threads in the same tapestry of life, our destinies intertwined. When we harm one part of the web, we harm the whole. When we protect the smallest and most vulnerable creatures, we contribute to the health and resilience of the entire ecosystem, including our own species. Imagine a world where cities exist in harmony with nature, where green spaces teem with life, where rivers run clean, and where the air is alive with the sounds of birdsong. It's a world where children grow up with a deep appreciation for the natural world, where conservation is not just a concept but a way of life. This is the future we must strive to create, a world renewed, where the mistakes of the past are lessons learned, and where the well-being of all creatures, great and small, is paramount. It's a future where the delicate balance of nature is restored, where ecosystems thrive, and where the symphony of life continues to play on, inspiring generations to come.